What's going on, my people? This your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys to donate to the channel. All right, man. Let's get it in, boy. Woo. This boy, Brandon Tatum. Like, yo, just like at this point, like with sellouts, it's almost like I used to be disturbed about this shit, right? Like really disturbed to see black people self-hating, right? Then it almost is gotten to the point where the shit is normalized, right? They normalize to us, right? They're doing it for whatever the reasons they're doing it, right? It could be, the number one thing is self-hate. Number two is most likely the money, right? It could be one and two could flip-flop for either one how they think, right? Or the reasons why they do it. Then the third thing is being afraid of racist white people. So like I used to be disturbed by like people that Coon, right? Because you start to really see the same patterns of why they do it. So I'm like, yo, we gotta watch the spaces that we are in. We gotta watch what we're listening to and hearing, and what we're around, what we be around, right? And then I started to, like I said, it start to get normalized, like where we normalize coonery, right? Black people that understand like that shit ain't okay, but we normalizing this shit at this point. And I started to notice when black people that ain't cooning and we get in these spaces with these coons, with these racist white folks trying to mediate black people of having some type of different perspective, like to make that normalized. It's not a different perspective, right? If you're cooning, you're selling out your people, right? You're actually selling out other communities of people that might be being oppressed by racist white people, right? So yes, it affects us a lot more because it's offensive to us. We feel a certain type of way about this shit. But the other part is people that, listen, when they're doing this shit in front of white people, it's embarrassing. And then we got to sit there and go back and forwards with them, arguing like, because, these racist people see us as animals and unproductive people, or however they think. They don't think black people are qualified for anything, right? They think we the worst of the worst. And then they got these stereotypes, how they feel about black people. But when we on these platforms debating each other and we taking shots at each other, right? It's actually, they are enjoying this shit. These racist white people. And you're going to see this you're going to hear this in this video where it's so highly disturbing that listen, I can disagree with other black people, right? But I cannot sit there and debate or go back and forwards with coons. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and you know that their heart is not in a good place, right? They're not doing it for the right reason. Like, I can disagree with some black people do fuck shit, right? But to the point of it's a certain level of respect that's still going to be there. Because if you're crossing a line on coonery and wanting to hurt each other over nonsense, then no, I can't fuck with you. What was that? But then, like at the same time, like I'm saying, like this shit is not worth it to disrespect each other in front of these white folks. But I say, don't put ourselves. I don't feel like we have to defend ourselves to coons. I really genuinely believe that. I don't believe we have to sit there and defend our point of views to these black coons because they already know better. And but what makes it worse that we're sitting in front of racist white people arguing back and forwards, throwing insults to each other when I just feel like black people like us, we too good to be in those spaces anyway. Like, why am I stooping down to this ignorant level? Because it's ignorant. Now, let's get into it. Now, this is about Noel, the young brother that went on a boating trip with his friends, his white friends, and he didn't come back. They talking about drowning and all this other shit. We don't really know what happened. But we know one motherfucking thing. This kid didn't come back home. That's all I know. I know that for a fact. But let's get into this shit and watch how, number one, the host is sitting there damn near enjoying this shit to spark division between black people. That's the number one thing I noticed. Then the number two, what I noticed from the host, she's going to present questions to side with Brandon Tatum to make it seem like his point is valid. Right? And then she's going to agree with him in her own fucked up racist way. No, this lady looks like a damn racist. She gets angry from what the black sister is saying, but never get angry at this sellout ass coon ass nigga for disrespecting black people that did more for black communities than he ever would. Right? But let's get into that. Let's get into this.
Exact same thing when it comes to Brandon Tatum in regards to the death of Nolan Wells. As usual, that's what Scooping for. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end. Let's get into it.
Right now is Revolt News Chief Political Correspondent Teslin Figaro and former police officer and host of the Officer Tatum show, Brandon Tatum. Great to see both.
And let me say this. This doesn't give him a pass because he used to be a police officer. That's always his outs too when he's talking about some of these cases when it deals with law enforcement or people in the black community getting harmed, and we talk about the justice system. He always used this excuse, I used to be a police officer. That doesn't mean that you could be a fucking lawyer. Right? Like that don't mean that you comprehend the law as much as you think. We know police officers break laws and they don't, and it's because they don't know the law. So that's one thing. But he always like to use this excuse. They always try to put his credentials out there like it's supposed to mean something. It doesn't mean nothing. Especially to a black person like me, your credentials don't mean shit if you're a sellout. I don't care what you did. But let's move on.
Thanks for being here. So, Brandon, let's start with you. Just from a law enforcement perspective, what do you make of the timeline, the lack of answers, what maybe occurred here?
Well, I think the first thing is that these activists just came in and brought in information or lies about circumstances to make people question. The law enforcement officers have already done an autopsy. They've already investigated. There's no sign of foul play. And one thing that's very...
First of all, let me say this. See, this was always going to bother me. Brandon Tatum, I could respect your point of view if you are a former police officer or law enforcement, of you want to give the benefit of doubt to law enforcement because that was your occupation. You was passionate about it. You felt maybe you did it the right way. You bow by the law. You did shit by the book. I get that. Respect it, right? I would respect it. That's your experience, right? The problem what bothers me is that you don't see yourself as black, but you can relate more to being a police officer, law enforcement, but you've been black all your life. That's what's bothering me. And to people like me that don't trust the system, listen, I respect the law, but I don't like the law. I don't trust law enforcement. I ain't even say I respect the law. I try to abide by the rules. I put it that way, or abide by the law. I try to do that, right? Because no one's perfect. Everybody breaks the fucking law every day. I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay? You breaking some type of law or fractions, traffic infractions. You doing all types of shit. You breaking some type of law. Okay? Now, my experiences of law enforcement in the system is probably much different than Brandon Tatum. And that's okay. But you're assuming that I have this agenda of hating law enforcement. I don't hate nobody. Number one, I don't hate nobody. Number two, I don't hate law enforcement people. Got family members that's law enforcement, so I hate my family? That doesn't make no sense. But my thing is, you cannot question my experiences of how law enforcement affected me and people around me, or my experience. So you're basically telling me that I suppose they just ignore what law enforcement has done or the system has done to me and people I know because you are a former law enforcement person. You can't do that. And that's my problem with Brandon Tatum. You can relate more. Your experiences of being a police officer, you relate to that. It's okay, cool. But you can't relate of being black. You don't want to be described as a black person, but you want to be described as law enforcement. But anyway, my whole point is this. I don't like that this nigga continues to keep coming out here saying that, oh, these activists came out here and throwing out these scenarios. Let me just explain something to you. You can't tell other people what their experiences are. You can't shun people from their experiences with law enforcement. Just like he may feel as a former police officer that law enforcement officers or people are being attacked. They're being prejudged. Well, hey, Brandon Tatum, as a black man in America, I feel the same fucking way. What we gonna do about it? You have no solutions of it. Your solutions, quote unquote, is just abide by the law. Even if the law fucks you over, accept law enforcement that's gonna fuck you over. Trust the system. You can't tell black people that shit. We're not gonna just trust the system, nigga. This is hundreds of years of law enforcement, or this system of law enforcement in this country has been fucking over black people. So our trust level, what the fuck? We're not going to trust law enforcement. We're not going to trust the system. We've been oppressed by the system. Shout out to my brother, brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? This nigga's unbelievable.
Information or lies about circumstances to make people question. The law enforcement officers have already done an autopsy. They've already investigated. There's no sign of foul play. And one thing that's very interesting that I just found out recently is that it wasn't a situation where you have Nola Wells and 4 of the kids at an island. There's thousands of people there. There's hundreds of different boats. So him staying behind while some of his other friends went back to the mainland wasn't that suspicious. I really wish that the family would focus on Nolan Wells' life, focus on the investigation, and let the police do their job instead of interjecting race into this situation. And it's completely unnecessary to be there at this point.
Brandon Tatum, my problem is that that's fine and dandy, right? We should be focusing on this young brother's life. Okay? The problem with you saying that don't mean anything. You don't speak for him or his family. You are against his family and against him. You're just telling people blindly just believe in law enforcement, what their investigation is. listen, if we had a better relationship with law enforcement in the system, we probably wouldn't question it. But for hundreds of years, we had issue with this system, being oppressed by it. You just can't tell people just to, they investigated it. Everything's fine. They said no harm, when nothing happened, it was accidental, But people, what y'all need to remember too as well on top of this is in Mississippi, one of the racist states in America, where black people have been harmed more in that state than anywhere. Like, can we be honest about Mississippi? I would never live in Mississippi. Listen, I wouldn't listen. And it's not a disrespect to everybody from Mississippi, because it's black people live in Mississippi. Come on. Let's go white people. Right? But they normalize racism too much in Mississippi. Right? Like, they still got slavery laws and shit still damn near in Mississippi, bro. I wouldn't even want to, listen, I wouldn't want to even visit Mississippi. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even want to step foot across that motherfucking boundaries of getting close to Mississippi. Like, come on, man. But let's be real about Mississippi here, people. So, no, like, sorry, it might be good law enforcement there. I don't trust that shit. Come on, man. Be real.
With Ben Crump, you have valuable insight into how he operates. You're not speaking for him tonight, but what do you think about the timeline and whether it determines whether Nolan was still alive?
And in mind you, and every time they bring up Ben Crump, look, I don't necessarily like how a lot of like the Ben Crumps of the world, they swoop in and they kind of take over shit. I like this certain shit I don't like. But I'm not going to question their moral level of why they're doing it. Right? I may not like some of the tactics and the acts of some shit, right? It might seem some of the shit might be performative a little bit to me. Right? But I'm not going to question Ben Crump's moral reasons of why he's being involved in a lot of these cases when it comes to our people. Listen, let me just say this. Do y'all understand that in America, they do not like black people standing up for other black people? They don't like that. We're the only race, black Americans, we're the only race in this country and culture that white folks cannot stand. A lot of white folks cannot stand that black people stand on black business. And we stand up for each other. They hate that shit. They literally hate that. So when you get a Ben Crump or something like that, you even get Negroes. Oh, they ambulance chasing this shit. What, nigga? You want the white man to come save you? How's that working out for you? You get some Negroes like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with niggas? Shit, I would, something bad happened to me, so injustice or some injustice happened to me or my family, I will hope and pray somebody like Ben Crump will come and step in and fight for us, fight for me. But to tell you how much they hate that black people stand up for black people, right? They're going to lie on Ben Crump. They're going to pretend that they know who this man truly, genuinely is. But they done fucked up because they fucked with the wrong sister that knows Ben Crump. And I looked it up after she said she had to check these motherfuckers about who Ben Crump really is. This even go out to some of you Negroes that question Ben Crump more agenda a lot of the times when he takes up these cases. But let's get it in.
So Tesla, you've worked with Ben Crump. You have valuable insight into how he operates. You're not speaking for him tonight, but what do you think about the timeline and whether it determines whether Nolan was still alive before the boat left the island, like his friends insist?
Yeah, thank you, Katie. I'm speaking as a mom, of a 19-year-old. In the same way Officer Tatum wishes that people would not insert lies, I wish Officer Tatum would allow the independent investigation, to run its course. You don't know, Mr. Tatum, what has been talked about in this investigation. It has not been complete, and people have not came forward to say what happened with Nolan Wells. So I actually
now, mind you, she's not lying. She's not wrong. What Brandon Tatum has done is what he always does. Is that anytime law enforcement say whatever they say, this is what happened, that's the end of it. So the sister had to tell him, no, this investigation ain't over. And you know why the investigation ain't over? It's because of, number one, the parents. They want more answers than that. Number two, Ben Crump stepped in. Okay? That's number two. And number three is, Ben Crump had to talk to the family first. So if the family didn't reach out to him or he reached out to them, it doesn't matter. Number one, they would have to agree for Ben Crump to get involved. Because it would look bad on Ben Crump just because he just jumped in and didn't talk to the family about it. So he didn't just come in and swoop in and take over this shit and make it about race or ambulance chases, all that dumb shit they like to say, stereotyping black people that stand up for other black folks. He didn't just do that. He had to go talk to them parents. So the parents wanted it. So now, Brandon Tatum, when you're disrespecting Ben Crump, you're disrespecting the family. That's what I'd have told this ignorant coon ass nigga, self-hating ass nigga. But let's move on. And she's right. The investigation don't stop because law enforcement said it's going to stop. They got their own private investigators. No, so it ain't over. Now, law enforcement say whatever the fuck they want. But that don't mean the investigation stops because they say so. But let's move on.
Officer Tatum would allow the independent investigation, to run its course. You don't know, Mr. Tatum, what has been talked about in this investigation. It has not been complete, and people have not came forward to say what happened with Nolan Wells. So I actually do believe his parents when they said that they taught their son.
Now, mind you, I want to say this too. The white parents of these white kids, a part of me get it off of because I think one of the kids' mom is a judge or some shit. Right, so I get your parenting shit comes in and on your lawyer shit kind of pops in, or like not allowing your kids to speak too much. Right? But let me say this. If my kid was involved in anything like this and they know what happened, you motherfucking right. You're going to be sitting there with me and a lawyer. You're going to tell us first. And then we're going to sit there and we're going to give what we can get to law. Yes, I don't give a fuck how many times they need to interview us. Because number one, I want to know what the fuck happened to that kid. Because that's somebody else's kid. And I know the parents too. So, yes, I want to see justice. If my kid did some fucked up shit or they know something fucked up happened, I want my kid to speak up. That's how we supposed to raise our fucking kids. And that's what's wrong with the punk ass parents now. That's why your kids grow up fucked up. So, no. Sorry. Listen, I understand the parents and shit of these white kids. I get it. But the other part is, y'all supposed to be friends with this kid, Nolan, parents. Y'all know people. They in your community. They're part of your community. You're supposed to want to help and see what's going on. They didn't rally behind the motherfucking parents. They tried to hide. But like I said, it lets you know everything about people. Because if the shoes was on the other foot, these white parents will be highly upset that their kid didn't come home. And they want everybody questioned. They don't want the investigation just to poo-poo to the side. They would do the same exact thing that this black family is doing. So for people to sit out there and pretend, oh, you know, it's about a race thing. Listen, everything's about race damn near. 95% of everything that happens in this country is about race. The country was built on racism. The laws, everything, the system, everything. Down to your food. If everything wasn't about race in this country, even in 2026, if everything ain't always about race, then we wouldn't be talking about race. We wouldn't have statistics or what race does the most of this and this and this and that. We wouldn't have censors of saying, what's your race? We wouldn't have applications that way. So everything's based on, about everything in life is based on race. Let's move on. I'm just highly offended by people, man. Trying to play with a lot of our intelligence. Like we too stupid to understand what the fuck is happening here.
You don't know, Mr. Tatum, what has been talked about in this investigation. It has not been complete, and people have not came forward to say what happened with Nolan Wells. So I actually do believe his parents when they said that they taught their son to leave with whoever you came with. So for you to make the accusations that is a lie when they're burying their son on Monday is quite frankly to be disgusting, Officer Tatum.
Well,
And I'm ashamed.
you know what?
And I'm
Funny,
ashamed.
I hope that you're paying attention to this because there's a lot of information that come out, and I've gotten firsthand knowledge about some things that have happened on that island, and people are going to be ashamed of themselves for sitting here lying and pushing racism in this circumstance. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, if that was the case, then why didn't it come out? Why didn't it come out? You got firsthand knowledge of what happened on that island. Oh, listen. If that's true, which I highly doubt from this buck dancing nigga, if that's true and the investigation you saying is done, why ain't nobody speaking about it then? Why you ain't speaking about it? So, listen, the bad part about this whole situation is at the end of the day, somebody's child didn't come home. That's the bad part. The other thing is the grown-ass adults that's supposed to be in the room is on some bullshit. This is a kid that died, and everybody's, it's about race. I get that. Yes. The problem is that we're ignoring that this shit looks fishy. And people, we're starting to see more and more black people in incidents in white environments not coming home. All of a sudden, hanging. Listen, black folks, I'm not saying no black people hang themselves. I'm not saying we don't hang from trees. We'll find a better way to commit suicide in a way like we don't. That ain't our shit. But we just starting to notice more and more when white people, our white kids, in these white environments, a lot of them dying. And then you just chalk it up as suicide or an accident. The investigation don't last long, but let little Ray and them go kill somebody white. They're putting the whole entire force, money, everything is to find out where little Ray did, regardless if he black or white. I mean, regardless if the person that little Ray fucked over or killed or murdered, they're going to find it. They're going to put the resources up. Listen, I don't ever trust any investigation, regardless of what race it is, that people, unless you got stone cold evidence to present to me of what happened, I can't just say, all right, that's what happened. Listen, people, just from all I know, right, about this story, about this situation of this young man's death, all I know is it possible that it was an accidental drowning? Yes, it's very possible of that. But is it very possible that people covered some shit up? This kid could have got murdered. And it could have just been an accident. But covering an accident up is criminal. So even though it could have just been an accident and they covering some shit up that led to the accident, it's criminal. But let's move on.
There's a lot of information that come out, and I've gotten firsthand knowledge about some things that have happened on that island, and people are going to be ashamed of themselves for sitting here lying and pushing racism in this circumstance. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I do know. I'll let you finish. I'll let you speak. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying.
No, first of all, I'm not going to be ashamed if this didn't have anything to do with race. I won't. Because I'm a black man in America. And like I said, nobody's 100% right about anything. So I'm always got to have, yeah, of course I got my bias about certain things. But certain things, yes, I could be wrong about. And I will admit to being wrong. But I won't be ashamed of being wrong about something that my life experience or things that happened to me and what I have seen in the history that I know about any type of incident like this. Race matters. So if just let's say race had nothing to do with this, I'm going to come out and say, look, I was wrong about saying that race has something to do with it. I was wrong. But I'm not going to feel ashamed of it because I guarantee you it's another story out there, something similar to this or the opposite of this, but it leads into death, that it got something to do about race. So no. Like I said, you know what bothered me about these right-wing type people? When they talk about DEI, they're talking about race. When they talk about white men being discriminated against, it's about race. But when black people bring it up, oh, that's old. It ain't like it used to be. Now y'all discriminating against us more than we're discriminating against you. Okay, you keep telling yourself that. And just because you think that black people bring up race because we want to feel oppressed. Well, if that's the case, then you're doing the same shit. You're doing the same shit. So how are you any better? They need to start asking themselves real important questions like that to themselves. And like I said, I don't have to lie about racism. That's number one. And number two, yes, as a black person in this country, of course I'm a little biased. At least I admit that because I'm black in my experiences. At least I can admit that. But I'm far from a bigot and I'm far from a fucking racist. But am I biased when it comes to race? Yes. But I don't mistreat people because of the color of their skin. I don't try to sit here and pretend that do some black people overdo it with race. Yes, they do. I don't do that. But I can't get mad at black people or some black folks because their experiences is that race matter in a lot of shit in their lives or things that happen to them in their life. And it had to do with race. So they're a little biased. Listen, white people are biased. All races are biased when it comes to race. That's what every race got to have to understand. We all a little biased when it comes to race, and it mainly comes from your life experience and how this country has been built. The system has been built. But do I discriminate against people because of the color of their skin? No. Am I bigoted or am I racist or I treat people differently because they white? No. I just understand culture. I know there's certain things that black people can and can't do, and there's certain shit that I believe any other race can and can't do in different cultures of race. There's nothing bigoted about that. There's nothing racist about that. It's being aware. My biases come from being aware of shit in my experiences. So people need to stop this shit. We are all biased when it comes to race. We all are. I don't care who you are. But this whole notion we sit around and pretend race don't matter and all that shit, you almost kind of disrespect the people that actually been through the shit, been through racism, spitting on people that have been oppressed because of the color of their skin and race. And that not just don't mean black Americans. It means other races of people.
And people are going to be ashamed of themselves for sitting here lying and pushing racism in this circumstance. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I do know. I'll let you finish. I'll let you speak. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying I got firsthand knowledge too. But as we're talking about right now, as we're talking about right now, you made the accusation that there were lies, that race has been interjected. Like I said last week, if people don't want people to speculate, then investigate. So this
Brandon, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that topic because Ben Crump is notorious and has been criticized by people who have used him in the past for their cases of being an ambulance chaser, pushing a narrative that
First of all, who's these people? That's number one. Then number two, no, that's what your right-wing racist white people say. But mind you, let me explain something to y'all. You know what you never noticed? That these racist ass white folks like her never talk about what's the dude that got like the builder, Joe the Builder, whatever the fuck your name is, the one that was going around harassing black folks, going in the community calling black people chimps and niggas and shit, trying to start fights so he can play victim. They never do stories on this dude. They didn't do a story on him yet. I haven't seen that shit from Fox News or any of these right wingers. This lady is on a national platform. I haven't heard her talk about this shit. You telling me Ben Crump is worse than the dude judge, the builder, whatever the fuck your name is? He's worse than him? He don't race bait? Let's move on.
Ben Crump is notorious and has been criticized by people who have used him in the past.
Hold on, and let me say this too. My bad, people. Do y'all understand? Before Ben Crump even got involved in this situation, it was already people even talking about this shit before Ben Crump even got involved. But they trying to put all the blame on Ben Crump. Oh, Ben Crump, he always coming around. Hey, man, people was already feeling this way. The family was feeling this way before Ben Crump even got involved. But let's move on.
There are cases of being an ambulance chaser, pushing a narrative that fits the racial lens that he wants it to. You've talked about this on your podcast and how you believe young Black men are unfortunately killed every single day. And people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them.
And let me say this. She say, oh, these stories, they don't talk about these. Y'all talk about it. People like y'all talk about it. So why do a black man or a black person got to come and keep bringing up the stories that you're already talking about what black people do? It's on the news every goddamn day. Y'all devote your fucking whole life to do this, to talk about so-called black on black crime, which is not a thing. Because you kill where you live. You hurt the people you hurt where you live. Okay? So that's why I said black on black crime don't even exist. But they do enough of that. So why do a black person got to come and do that on a consistent basis? You already do it. You want black people to agree with you? To be on your side? When you never speak about white on white crime? I don't see you talking about that shit. I don't never hear you say, oh, the statistics of white on white crime. It's white ghettos and what we call trailer parks. Violence. It's white on white crime. But that ain't a big story. And they always like to bring up, oh, well, black people are in jail for, because of these black on black crimes, more in jail. And that's because we're more likely going to get convicted. Why is that? When we don't create, we're not on top of, we're not the race that commit more crimes. Even violent crimes. We're not even the top. You know who have did the most violent crimes in this country, statistics wise, which is a fact? White people. This is real shit. These are factual shit, but they don't talk about it. But anytime black people, the gang bangers in the black community, they like to talk about that shit. How many people in Chicago died in the weekend? You notice they focus on that? But the whole time they're talking about so-called black on black crime is white people committing way more crimes than black people. These are facts. So no, Ben Crump don't have to come out and be speaking about so-called black on black crime. But it's a twist of that. Because she about to get fact checked. Her and Brandon Tatum. But let's get into it. And look how they changed the narrative. After they get checked on the narrative of this so-called, Ben Crump doesn't come around when it's black on black crime. Watch how they get checked and then watch how they try to change the narrative. But anyway, and then after they get checked, both of them, right? The white bitch act like she got an attitude because she got caught in the lie. But let's move on.
Lens that he wants it to. You've talked about this on your podcast and how you believe young black men are unfortunately killed every single day, and people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them rather than the families.
Wants you to believe that plants are good to eat, but their plant-based meat is made from mystery ingredients like peas, lentils, fava beans, and oil from green rocks. It's sourced by...
My bad, people.
Trump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them rather than the families.
Hold on. But even before they even start speaking about this shit, right? Let me just say this too. My problem is that, okay, fine. Let's just say if Ben Crump did that all the time. Are they going to talk about the good that black people do in the community? Do they hype them up more than the listen, they hype more of the criminal shit that we do than the black people that's in the community that's trying to stop the violence. Do you ever notice that? This is why I don't like people that ain't black speaking on black issues. Because it's very easy to talk about the narratives of the black people, some black people doing bad shit in the community, but they never big up the black people that does good in the community. That's trying to prevent or stop a lot of this so-called black on black crime in the community. They never hype them up. They hype the criminal shit up that some black people do. Because it ain't all. They try to make, that's how their narrative is spent. It's a big problem in the community. All these black people doing some shit. It's old. So the old people in the community committing crimes. So the babies are committing crime. So 7 years old, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds are committing crime. They out here shooting and killing people. Come on, man. All the teenagers are committing crimes, huh? They ain't going to school. Like, what the fuck are we? Listen, let's move on. This shit is, listen, that's why I always say we don't have to explain ourselves to these people. This is why I don't even like this setup of the sister even have to explain this shit to a coon that should know better and probably do know better. But that's, if he does, that's even worse. And a white racist bitch sitting there trying to question another black person about black people. Who the fuck are you? You don't even live amongst black people. You pick and choose talking black niggas you want to be friends with.
Keep it real. This is all about money. Benjamin Crump will never show up to a kid's funeral or say anything about a kid that's killed by
Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them rather than the families.
Well, let's keep it real. This is all about money.
Now, time out. He said this is about money. Brandon Tatum, you make a living of tearing down black people. And they ain't criminals. You literally make money to tear down black people that go against white supremacy, that ain't criminals. You literally do that. So if Ben Crump, you say, oh, it's just about money. Well, nigga, you're doing the same shit. You're only doing what you're doing for money. You're not doing what you're doing for free, nigga. listen, people, let me just say this. This is why I said to myself, right? I said, if I would rather hit the lottery and be worth millions of dollars than to work to be a millionaire. Because I know that somehow, some way, that I am benefiting off of someone's pain. Right? Regardless of how I get that $1 million. This is just me. I just feel that way personally. Right? But if I hit the lottery, I can say, okay, I'm going to do what I do to help people. Not just my people. I'm going to help people. But, of course, my people come first. Of course, I got to help my people first. I'm not obligated to do that. I'm supposed to. This is a spiritual thing for me that comes from our ancestors. You get in that position to help out people, you help them. You do your best. Of course, we ain't going to be able to help and save everybody, but you do your goddamn best. So I'd rather hit the lottery. And I say, if I hit the lottery, I don't work. My life will always, at that point, will always revolve around of helping people. But at least I know if I owned a business or some shit like that, I build it, I'm actually building it to help the people in the community. Helping my people. Or helping people, period. But for like Brandon Tatum come out talking this shit, like, oh, he only doing it for money. Nigga, you ain't, if he's only doing it for money, you ain't no different than him. If that's a bad thing of what you saying, you're only doing it for money. You're not working for free, nigga. Nigga talking about ambulance chasing this shit. What are y'all doing? You're doing the same shit. This lady is literally, and Brandon literally doing this sit down so-called debate on a national platform to make money about somebody's kid died. So what are you talking about? If Ben Crump is an ambulance chaser, so are they. And because they making money off of this shit. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. What up, little bro? This is ridiculous, bro.
And people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them rather than the families.
Well, let's keep it real. This is all about money. Benjamin Crump will never show up to a kid's funeral or say anything about a kid that's killed by another black kid. But if there's an opportunity to interject racism into a situation where there's no evidence of racism, Benjamin Crump will be there to do it. What is his end goal? He's not a criminal. He's not a criminal attorney, so he's not going to help the family get justice.
Now, mind you, he's trying to. First of all, he lied, and you're about to find out. I know this for a fact he lied, but then he goes there, and then now he's trying to demean his accomplishments in his life, right? And then on top of that, throw a narrative out there like that, be saying, oh, because he's not a defense lawyer or criminal lawyer, he don't know the law. What? What? Brandon Tatum, if that's the case, you're not a defense lawyer either. You're not a criminal lawyer either. So how can you speak on on crimes. What? Because you was law enforcement? You didn't go to law school, nigga. Even in the civil case, you don't know nothing about civil law. You know nothing about that. But you see how he went from turning this brother down about his qualifications to try to say he's not even really this. Like, dude, you're not that either. You was a police officer, nigga. And we know a lot of you police officers do not know the law. I put it like this. 80% of police officers don't know the law. And Brandon Tatum is one of them. He don't know. That's what always even bothered me about police officers, is that these motherfuckers don't even have law degrees. These motherfuckers at least should have to go to law school for at least 2-3 years. I think, how many years you got to go to law school? About 4 to 8 years? It's something like that. I could be off. But these motherfuckers at least should go to law school, because they don't know about the law. They literally do not know the law. But anyway, let's move on.
Opportunity to interject racism into a situation where there's no evidence of racism, Benjamin Crump will be there to do it. What does his end go? He's not a criminal attorney. So he's not going to help the family get justice on a criminal level. He's a civil rights attorney. You don't need a civil rights attorney in a case where you're wondering if the investigation is going right for your son, unless you believe this has something to do with racism.
First of all, he's lying. First of all, that's what I said, man. This dude don't know the law. First of all, because Benjamin Crump is a civil lawyer does not mean that he doesn't know anything about criminal law. He has to know that. I looked this shit up. It's not even, listen, people, it's not even hard to figure this shit out. They have to know something about criminal law. Even if they become a civil lawyer, you have to know about criminal law. It's the whole point of going to criminal. I mean, that's the whole point of going through to be a lawyer. You have to know about that. They teach you. That's why I said he's lying, man. That ain't the only reason, but he's just lying. Listen, people, if you get a civil lawyer, and that's their specialty in civil law, that doesn't mean that they don't know about criminal law. That might not be what they studied more, but they know about criminal law. They know about this shit. I don't care if they're a civil law lawyer or any type of lawyer like that, or even with the best prosecutors is know about civil law. They know about all that shit. But their main preference of what they wanted to be, a lot of defense lawyers turn out to be prosecutors. Yes, being a prosecutor is a little different. A different type of lawyer. Yes, it's all different shit, but they all know it. They all know it. They all know every part of whatever lawyer they are. They know parts of it. But if their main focus is, okay, a civil lawyer. They mainly a civil lawyer. That's what they studied in. But it doesn't mean that they don't know nothing about being a defense lawyer or prosecutor, right? They know, or criminal lawyer, they know about that shit. But their occupation is being a lawyer. But their main focus is probably whatever they wanted to be, and they focused on that. Right? So that's what they became. But it doesn't mean that they don't know how to be a defense lawyer or a prosecutor. Shit. A lot of every judge has to go through, it used to be a lawyer. Oh, I'm sorry, not used to be, was a lawyer. Not even was. They are lawyers. Now, what type of judge they might be a judge on some criminal shit. You got certain judges on certain individuals, but all of them know all of the laws. But their expertise, it might be in this certain things as far as the law. This dude is acting like Brent Crump don't know shit about criminal law. He's a lawyer. And mind you, you're talking to a dude that ain't never went to law school or passed the bar. Trying to downplay a lawyer that went to law school and passed the bar. When you just, listen, see, now it seems like I'm just disrespecting police officers. Listen, yo, you're not a lawyer. Listen, would you take the word of a lawyer about criminal shit? Put it this way, would you take a police officer that doesn't have no experience of being a criminal lawyer? This is what they do. It's like putting a police officer, put it this way, you know police officers, right? Put it this way, Ben Crump, or people like him, any type of lawyer, can go and be a police officer. You know that? They're going to have to go do the police academy and shit. That'll be easy work for them because they know the law. So a lot of that shit is just about training. What you can and can't do as law enforcement. And they will probably most likely ace that shit. It's probably more physical, or, the tests will be easy to them because they already know the law. It'll be easy for a lawyer to be a police officer than a fucking police officer that has no experiences of being a lawyer to be a lawyer. It's hard to be a lawyer than it is to be a police officer. It's easy to be a police officer. Listen, people, none of us had to have a law degree to be a police officer. Do you know that? You just got to go through the police academy. It's not hard. I ain't gonna say it ain't hard, but it ain't harder than to be a lawyer. You gotta go, I think you gotta do like 8 years through law school. Shit, what? Being a police officer, what? 2-3 years or some shit? Maybe even that. Not even that. What we talking about here? So yes, I don't give a fuck if you're a criminal lawyer or not. If he's not a criminal lawyer or not. He's a civil lawyer. I'm going to take his expertise over a fucking former police officer that ain't never been a lawyer. That don't know about criminal law. But let's move on.
justice on a criminal level. He's a civil rights attorney. You don't need a civil rights attorney in a case where you're wondering if the investigation is going right for your son, unless you believe this has something to do with
President,
racism.
let him finish and then I'll let you talk, okay? Let him finish his point and then I'll let
We're
you
going on a
respond.
diatribe, so
No, he's not. He's speaking. And I'll let you respond as soon as he's done making his point.
And listen, and usually because Abby does this shit a lot of the times too. Right on her show, she cut my hey, let him finish, let the person finish. Right? The problem with the white lady saying that, it's so many different emotions I have about that, about this, about her saying what she just said. I'm not even gonna get into. The problem is with this racist bitch is that you're showing your agenda. You're showing your agenda. You want him just to ramble off nonsense that he's lying about. And the bad part about it, she's not educated with what he even is lying about. Right? Like she doesn't know. She thinks what he's saying makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't. But she didn't want the black woman to speak because simple fact that what you will find out that they both, even her doing that, they both gonna have egg on their face because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Even her agreeing with it, thinking that he's speaking the truth. Her narrative is a lie. But let's move on.
Katie, I'll let the young lady go. Go ahead. I would love to hear what you got to say today.
Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you, officer.
And mind you, the reason that Brandon Tatum, he stopped and said, usually he'd go off and say what he said. Usually he's stopping what he's saying is because he knows he's lying. And mind you, he did his homework a little bit on this sister. So he knows that his ass is in trouble. So now he got to sit back and figure out how he can debunk it or deflect from it. Because she about to check both of their ass. He's not sitting in front of somebody that's going to keep allowing him to lie. But anyway, let's move on.
Finish his point and then I'll let
We're
you
going on a
respond.
diatribe, so
No, he's not. He's speaking.
ahead,
And I'll
young
let you respond as soon as he's done making his point.
Katie, I'll let the young lady go. Go ahead. I would love to hear what you got to say today.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Officer Tate. Thank you. Well, let's just once again speaking about things that you don't know about. Katie, you set it up.
Hold on, and let me say this. Brandon Tatum knows about this woman. It's number one, he don't know her, but he knows about her. That's why he's being respectful in a way. Right? He's being very respectful because he knows better. Oh, she ain't nothing to play with. So he knows. The problem is this white bitch, this white racist bitch, she don't know. She don't know. But Brandon Tatum does. And listen, for whatever reason or why he's being respectful or whatever the reason why, right? I appreciate it. I appreciate it from Brandon Tatum. I appreciate it. Because this is the first time I ever seen Brandon Tatum just in this little slight situation that I seen him understanding he's out of his depth and he understands that this black sister ain't nothing to play with. And maybe I could be wrong about this, but I really believe that he understands this. Or what I just said. But this white bitch right there, when Brandon Tatum just did what he did, said, no, I'll let the sister speak. I'll let the young lady speak. That bothered the shit out this white lady. I seen her face. I seen her eyes. People face expressions tell everything. To the smirks on their face, to the little wrinkles that may go up. And if I watch all that shit, and this is bothering this woman. Because she wanted him to keep on, bash these niggers. And Brandon Tatum did something almost unique in a way that you don't see, that to a point where he knew he was out his depth and saying some bullshit that he had no business saying. And like I said, he most likely did his research, most likely, on his sister. And he know he get ready to get fucked. Because she already roasted his ass early in this conversation. On the shit he said first. So now part of him knows. But this white bitch is the problem. This racist white bitch is the problem. But let's go back a little bit.
Lady, go ahead. I would love to hear what you got to say today.
Go right
Thank you, Officer Nick. Thank you. Well, let's just once again, speaking about things that you don't know about. Katie, you set it up with talking about Ben Crump being notorious for race baiting. I could name a couple of things that Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we
We don't need these
let
personal
me,
attacks.
I'm gonna finish my statement.
First of all, and you see how when she went at Brandon Tatum, because he's a good old boy, and she likes Brandon Tatum. Everything what he stands for and everything that he says on white supremacy. Soon now mind you, Brandon Tatum didn't really attack her, but he was lying on somebody that she knows. She had no problem with that. And mind you, this white racist bitch know this. We talking about Ben Crump here. She had no problem with it. But then soon as black sisters say this is about Brandon Tatum, she got to defend him. He ain't saying shit. She the one all of a sudden interrupts. Oh, you don't have to take shots. We're not doing that. You already did that. You already allowed it. Listen. That's why I said I'm not. My temperament for these type of situations, I can't see me doing, because I'd have been cussed this racist white bitch out. I'd have fucked that whole show up. I said, hold on. Oh, first of all, bitch, don't cut me off when I'm speaking. You let him go and say whatever he said, and he gave me he stopped what he was saying to give me that. You don't get involved in what two black people talking about. See, that's your problem. Even though he a sellout, this black people shit we talking about. You shouldn't even be involved in it. Because you already biased against black people. He may not notice it because, whatever his shit is. Like this is what I mean. Like I don't have the temperament to deal with these people. I just don't. I just rather for you to stay the fuck away from me. And I will stay away from you. I have no problem with that. I told you, I'll rather be segregated with people that think like me than to be fucking with people that are horrible individuals like this. Like, come on, man. Let's move on.
Lady, go ahead. I would love to hear what you got to say today.
Go right.
Thank you, Officer Nick. Thank you. Well, let's just once again, speaking about things that you don't know about. Katie, you set it up with talking about Ben Crump being notorious for race baiting. I could name a couple of things that Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we
don't need these personal attacks.
I'm gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish my statement. And let me also correct you on something else, Mr. Tatum, when you said
listen, and I'm gonna tell you, y'all ain't seeing this. Brandon, when she checking this white woman, I'm sorry, this racist white woman, because I don't want to mention her in the same vein as good white women. This racist ass white woman, when she's checking her, Brandon Tatum started laughing because he knew, a part of him knew this white bitch was out her depth of fucking with this sister, this racist white bitch. She was out her depth fucking with her. This ain't one of them sisters you play with. And like she told, hey, I'm talking, let me finish. Like, seeing the sister come out in her. Very professional. But, hey, had to check her when she get out of line. Listen, like I always tell y'all, a lot of black people like me already offended by some of these racist ass white people of even acting like they gotta say them what racism is. They don't even know what racism is. They don't even comprehend it. They don't comprehend the shit. Black people know about racism more than white people. And the reason we know more about it is because we've been more oppressed by the shit. We ain't never had the power to be racist in this country. So we know. Now, you might got some black bigots, but them niggas look stupid too. But anyway, let's move on. But Brandon Tatum started laughing because he knew that she was getting ready to do what she was getting ready to do to this racist white bitch. He knew. That's why he gave her the floor. I'm going to let the young lady speak because he knew. But anyway, let's move on.
That Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we.
We don't need these.
I'm gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish my statement.
Hold on, and let me just say this too. My bad, people. She said, "Oh, we don't need those type of statements or whatever." But you made a statement about Ben Crump. You don't know Ben Crump. You assume some shit about Ben Crump, and you don't know him. And you're sitting down with a sister that literally knows Ben Crump. Literally a sister that been helped by Ben Crump. Oh, people, with the sister getting ready to put out here to this racist white bitch tells everything about the agenda of racist white people against black folks and the Coons. You don't know what you're talking. They don't know what they're talking about. They assume shit they don't know nothing about. They don't research. They don't do real, they don't really educate themselves about shit or people. But she about to get spanked. Her and Brandon Tatum. Because Brandon Tatum didn't know this either about Ben Crump. But let's get into it. I just like that she checked the shit out of it. My bad, people.
That Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we.
We don't need these.
I'm gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish my statement. And let me also correct you on something else, Mr. Tatum. When you said Ben Crump would never show up for a black kid that was murdered by a black kid. My cousin, Jordan Turner, who was 19 and was murdered by another black kid that also went away with his friends and never returned home. Guess who showed up? Attorney Benjamin Crump. I know you're looking confused. See, this is why.
Yeah. Listen. This just don't go out to all the racist white folks. It's go out to all you coons. Stop talking about Ben Crump. Like he a hammerlam chick that he don't know this, he don't know that, and he only do this. You don't even fucking educate yourselves. The sister basically debunked everything they were talking about Ben Crump. Everything. Neither one of them know. And that's why she said, I see why you confused, because you didn't know that. But you was quick to say he is an ambulance chaser. He only come around to spark racial division and all that other dumb shit that they like to say about Ben Crump. No, Ben Crump, she literally knows who Ben Crump is. Ben Crump came around and helped her family prosecute another black people against her cousin that got murdered that left with some black people. when she was when all of them was running that dumb shit they was saying, oh, Ben Crump only come around when it's just about racism or something. No, oh no, Ben Crump came around when her cousin got killed from some other black people that he went away with, and he didn't come back. Ooh, mic drop. Fuck that whole narrative up. Fuck that whole narrative up. But see, that's the problem. When you stereotype people, and then you have a sellout coon helping you stereotype some shit, this is what happens. But this wasn't the sister you supposed to fuck with. You don't fuck with this sister, because listen, I fuck with this sister because she's not a Democrat or Republican. So she don't have those type of allegiance to that bullshit. Just like I don't. Hey, I fucks with her. But she stands up for our people. But she ain't saying she ain't gonna stand up for others, but we stand up for our own. Because like I said, that story she just said, another black person did that. Excuse me. Some other black kids did that shit to her cousin. But she ain't turned out to be Brandon Tatum, a sellout coon. Because she understands. People kill where they are. Listen, shit is just ridiculous. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, we back. But that's what I'm saying. When they try to feed a narrative, you need certain black folks to get in their ass because they don't know what they're talking about. Because listen, they always lie. There's always the black people being bad. They don't say some, they just say black people or the black community. They don't say some people in the black community, they say the black community. Like everybody in the black community committing fucking crimes. Anyway, let's move on.
He was murdered by another black kid that also went away with his friends and never returned home. Guess who showed up?
And like I said, she breaking this shit down. And watch how they change the narrative. Watch how they poo-poo that. Like that don't mean nothing. But they lied and said he only comes around to black folks when it's a black issue, when it's a race issue. He never comes around when it's so-called black on black crime. That was their narrative about Ben Crump. But watch how they act like that don't mean shit. Because they got caught in the lie because they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, let's move on.
Hey, Benjamin Crump, I know you're looking confused. See, this is why it's important that you
they're related to black people. There was black people involved in his death.
Yep, absolutely.
She just said that. Now he acting like he ain't never heard it. He didn't hear what she said. hold on. Because I want to explain to y'all, because it can't be this thing of, it's about, you know, they doing a virtual shit of that, you know, sometimes you can't hear people when they speaking doing the virtual shit. They all was quiet when she was explaining this. Now all of a sudden, Brandon Tatum comes out, oh. It had another black person do this. He know what she said, but let's go back a little bit. I want to go back.
That Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we.
We don't need these.
And let me. I'm gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish my statement, and let me also correct you on something else, Mr. Tatum. When you said Ben Crump would never show up for a black kid that was murdered by a black kid, my cousin Jordan Turner, who was 19 and was murdered by another black kid that also went away with his friends and never returned home. Guess who showed up? Attorney Benjamin Crump. I know you're looking confused. See, this is
mind you. They wasn't talking. They heard him. They heard her, and they know what she said. Brandon Tatum heard exactly what he said. Another black kid. He heard her say that, and she said, "Oh, I know you. It seemed like you confused because you didn't know that." Now watch how he tries. They turning. They're gonna turn the table and you can say, "Oh, it's another black person." You just heard her say that. But this is the games they play. Listen.
why it's
No,
important
was
that you
that related to black people? There was black people involved in his death?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's
And they
one.
were convicted.
We didn't hear about.
Now mind you, you're here. Oh, that's one case. You said it was no cases. You presented it that he never does it. I don't give a fuck if it's one case or not. You said that. You prevented it. He only comes around to race bait when it's a black and white issue. And now that she debunks your lie, that's one case. And it was personally happened to her. You see how dismissive he was? But that's what they do. When they stereotypes don't work and they run into real black people with truth and facts, they change the narrative. Now the narrative is going to be something different. No, I'm sorry. The narrative, that's one time. You said it shouldn't matter how many other times he did it. You said basically he never does it. Then you have somebody literally that has a relationship with Ben Crump. That's how they even know each other, is when he stepped in when it happened to her family member. And it debunked all your shit. And your comeback is, that's one. So you're not genuine of what you're saying. Even when you're criticizing black people, you're not genuine in it. It's a narrative you got to push for money that you accuse that Ben Crump does. He only does this shit for money. You're doing the same shit, bro. Instead of him saying, oh, damn, my bad, I didn't know that. Maybe I got to research some more. Maybe I got to give him a little bit more credit. But you don't want to look bad. You don't want to fuck your audience. You don't want to fuck your audience that give you money to spill narrative to be anti-black. Continue to be anti-black. They pay you money to be anti-black. You literally get paid for it. Oh, I'm sorry. His excuse is, I'm just criticizing American people. No, you don't, because you keep bringing it. Listen, if race don't matter to Brandon Tatum, right, and race shouldn't matter, and racism is not a big thing like that, then why you keep bringing up black on black crime? I thought race don't matter. Because they're Americans regardless, right? We all Americans, regardless if they're criminals or not. regardless if they committing crimes. They still Americans. You say race don't matter. Why you keep talking about black on black crime? If race don't matter, why you keep bringing up? And that goes to all you racist pieces of shit. If you keep talking about you ain't racist, why do you keep bringing up black on black crime? Race matters in everything, people. Even when the racist white people tell you race don't really matter, but it just seems to us that, you know, this DEI thing is only getting black people and people of color is getting these jobs over white men. You're bringing up race. So race matters. The goal for their dumbass narrative that white men are being discriminated against, it's about race. So race matters. Let's listen. I don't, in 2026, I can say that I do not fuck with people that pretend that race doesn't matter. Race matters in everything. Yes, we all should feel like we should all get treated equally. Yes. But that's not real reality. That's in certain pockets in the country. But that's not real reality. Because in our little pockets, outside our little pockets, race matters. Because if race didn't matter, come on, man, we never would talk about race. Listen, people, we would never talk about race again. Even if they try to oppress black people again, they already don't. I'm talking about to the extreme, right? To get back to the Jim Crow eras and all that other shit. It still will be about race. Even it was, remember how they would like to say it was okay for black, it was better for black folks when we was in segregation and Jim Crow? When you heard certain coon niggas say that, that's about race. Why do black people was so much better off when we just was amongst ourselves? And then the Negroes that speak about this shit, a lot of them, you fucking with white women. Or you fucking with a white man. How that make any sense? You don't even like black people. And listen, in that time, a period in the world, in this country, you wouldn't be able to fuck with your white man or that white woman. You wouldn't be respected like that. You still would be beneath that white woman and white man. Even if you're more intelligent, got more credibility, like whatever your resume is, that white woman or that white man can be stupid and they got more credibility than you. They got more power than you. The problem is niggas keep talking about let's bring back the Jim Crow laws. These be the same niggas that's married to white people. You can't fit in Jim Crow. You will be discriminated. So you okay with being discriminated against? You fucking with the white woman or the white man? Like the ideology don't make sense. But it ain't enough. Sometimes black people get caught in the moment of being so emotional about what they're saying that we're not thinking of the logic of what they're saying that don't make no sense. We was better in Jim Crow days. Okay, so you want us to go back Jim Crow days? So that means you got to get rid of your wife. Get rid of your kids. Matter of fact, your kids is definitely going to be noticed as black. Not mixed breed, not black and white. They're going to look at your kids, even though they got they part white race, they're going to be looked at as niggers, as black. The fuck are we talking about? None of that shit makes no sense when these racists, when these coons say that shit. I need y'all to understand that. That's how you know they cooning. They're not even thinking about that. Okay, we go back to those times. That's the best time. So you want to go back to that? Okay, well, you can't be with these white folks. Your wife is off limits, nigga. Your wife can't take these one drop nigga kids. They gotta go with you. You're not included in white people shit. The civil rights era was bad. All that dumb shit they would say. Well, okay, well, all this shit you're doing, right? We know come from civil rights. The way you can date these white women, have babies by them, and nobody kills you over it. Well, let's go back to those times before civil rights. Jim Crow, nigga, you will get killed. You remember Emmett Till, nigga? And he didn't even, they lied and said he whistled or said some shit to a white woman. Just to say that happened. He said something to a white woman. He killed her. They murdered a child. Grown-ass racist adults murdered a child. You good with that, nigga? These coons are crazy. They lost their goddamn mind. They got so much self-hate, they don't really think about what they're talking about. Listen. My honest opinion, I actually be good in Jim Crow. I wouldn't want to fuck with these people anyway. Listen, I probably would be dead in even time. Like, I'd have died young. I wouldn't have lasted long like that. But I probably could live a little longer in Jim Crow. Because I'm okay with segregating from racist white people. I'm okay with it. I do not like racist white people. Listen, stay away from me, man. I will stay away from you. Listen, it's my duty to stay away from people like you. But I probably would die early in even any part of that. Shout out to my brother LT. What you mean he said that? What you mean, L? He said what? Man, listen, I probably would have died in Jim Crow early. I probably a couple of years, I probably would have died. Oh, yeah, it's going to be that. Yeah. It's going to be that in Texas. Yeah. Heard about this shit. We just had, I think it was some shit in Canada. They had a wildfire and shit. That shit was affecting Baltimore. So we, like, niggas, we ain't even supposed to have been outside for like a couple of days. Because you can smell the smoke. You can smell the wildfire smoke here in Baltimore. And that shit happened in Canada. So Yeah, we closer to Canada more than y'all think. But yeah, man, like I probably have died early. I probably lasted a little longer in Jim Crow, and before the Civil Rights era. I mean, and the Civil Rights era, I probably survived a little longer. But in slavery, I probably have died. Yeah. And then you can't say that because you got to think about it. A lot of our people was raised in that shit, like from birth. So we don't really know the psychological shit that they did to us, right? To a certain extent, right? So we probably just grew up in there and thought that shit was normal of how we was being treated. So that's why a lot of our people did survive that shit a little bit. You know what I mean? No, they don't believe in that shit. That's the problem, L. But anyway, let's get back into it.
This is why it's
No,
important
was
that you
that
have the
related? Was
information.
that related to black people? There was black people involved in his death.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's
And they were
one.
convicted, and they were
That's one
convicted.
And we didn't hear about it necessarily in the media. That's a
So
big
see,
difference.
this is why you don't know. This
And
is
then you heard her, the white lady. She said we didn't hear about all through social media, all through the media. Why you ain't playing? Why you ain't know about it? You should have did the research on Ben Crump. You would have knew about it though. She didn't do her fucking, her due diligence on the Ben Crump shit, on just Ben Crump, because that's in his portfolio of what he has done. She said, "Oh, one in the media like that," because you didn't care. And the mainstream media didn't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. You only care about black on black crime when it's so-called black on black crime when it fits your narrative. And mind you, it was in the media. I looked it up. It just didn't reach certain parts of the media. Because you got your local media and then you got your mainstream media that goes nationally, which we call mainstream media. Right? Even when we got the mainstream media, it gets bigger than that when you're talking about outside of America. That's what George Floyd was big, because it was outside of America. The internet is bigger than fucking mainstream media. I keep telling y'all that at this point. That's why George Floyd shit got big like that. Breonna Taylor, all that shit, it got big from the internet. The internet is bigger than the fucking mainstream media. That's why their numbers are going down. That's why you see people like Stephen A. Buck dancing Coon ass. Yeah, he got his little ESPN thing. They doing their little numbers over there. But their numbers are down too. His number, and that show is down because of social media. It is let me make this very clear to y'all. It is no mainstream media show as big as they used to be. None of them. That's why I always tell y'all, pay attention of who's gobbling up social media. As far as these billionaires. They know that's the future. Social media is about to be bigger than mainstream media. Mainstream media is not going to be around as much as y'all think in the next maybe 10 years. They're not going to be around like that. They are transitioning over to streaming. That is the new mainstream media. And it's coming. And they can't stop it. They're trying to, because that's why you see a lot of these motherfuckers trying to buy up shit. Everybody was focused on how Paramount and all them trying to buy up shit in the mainstream shit. No, nigga, they was trying to buy all that shit because they know social media is about the streaming is about to be bigger than that. So they, you know what I mean? They want to own shit. I always tell, let me put y'all on game. What a lot of us need to start doing, I just figured this shit out. Right? But we need to go ahead and let's just say you invest in Google. Get some stock in Google. Google ain't gonna never go down. Put your money, listen, I always tell them for $4,000 there if you got it. Get your taxes back, something like that, throw $1,000 in Google. Invest in the stock market of Google, you be fine. You're not gonna lose no money in fucking Google. You're not gonna lose no money in that. Listen to your boy. Telling you. People don't like the stock market, I get it. But you want to invest in some shit? Invest in Google. Google is taking over. These motherfuckers don't even understand. Like, I'm going to say these motherfuckers. A lot of us don't understand what Google is doing. They're buying up shit. This digital shit, this shit is bigger than America. Google is bigger than America. It's bigger than America, bro. Google is everywhere. Put your money in Google. You won't lose with that money. For desktop, you won't lose. Google is getting bigger and bigger. Like I said, you don't believe me? I ain't even gonna tell you. Go look who owns Google. And go look at the companies that Google is involved with. They got a partnership, they somewhere in there. Go look at it. Let's move on.
Black people involved in his death?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's
And they
one.
were convicted, and they were convicted.
And we didn't hear about it.
They were
That's relevant to
convicted
media.
murder.
That's a
So
big
see,
difference.
this is why you don't know. This is why you should speak of what you know and not what you heard. So again, when it comes down to Nolan Wells, I ask that we use this time to ask people to come forward and speak about what they know. The young man did not come home, Brandon. He didn't come home. So let's use this time instead of focusing on what people are saying in the comments. Let's continue to stay in
Brandon, I mean,
This
Ben
mother
Crump is the
is
one
very-
who
Listen, and you see the white woman, when the black sister is trying to talk to this sellout, she's annoyed that the black sister is dismissing her. Or basically saying, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. Right? Not even saying, partly saying it to her, but she's focusing on Brandon Tatum. She's trying to talk to the brother, not her. And this white bitch is upset because she's not getting the interaction that she thought she was going to get from the sister. But when she got the interaction from the sister shut her ass down. This racist white bitch. And I keep, listen. When it comes to our black sisters, man, listen. We need to protect our black women. I know some of them be on some bullshit. I get that. But as much as we look at some of our black sisters in a certain type of way, like they want some bullshit, as black men, we on our bullshit too. We gotta do better. We ain't all good, nigga. Even the motherfuckers that we think we good, we still on some bullshit. Because we've been raised a certain type of way. So we just got to be better. So when we see some of our black sisters standing on business, we need to get behind them. We ain't got, of course, we ain't gonna agree with everything with black sisters on, but a lot of we supposed to agree with them on, and we don't let nobody come in between how we feel. We talking about what we stand on, or if we got we got an issue with our black sisters or some shit like that. We don't let no white people come in and tell us about our black women, or the black woman don't let no white man or white woman come in and speak on how we, our issues with black men. We don't allow that. Fuck wrong with y'all? Hold on. This black people talk. You ain't black. You don't know what we talking about. It's a frustration amongst us, black women and black men. Yes, of course it is. We've been bamboozled. Not even just from racist white people. We've been bamboozled from coons. I watched a comedy special last night. I was laying down and shit. Shout out to what's the old name? Brooks. Nigga from Chicago. My bad. I like he up and coming, that nigga is fire. It's a comic, and he was in the audience, and a black nigga jumped up and was talking about, I'm gonna tell you what's good about being with a white woman or some shit like that. He said, what's special about it? He asked him. And then this nigga jumped up and talked about, number one, she white. What? And the whole crowd went against. Listen, it was white women in the crowd. Like, what the fuck? Oh. Like, but that's that slave mentality that we've been taught. Because a black woman is strong and we disagree with them on some shit, but we don't like how they acting, we go find that white woman. I told you, a part of why black men are very attracted to white women, it ain't about no fucking sex. Right? It ain't. Sex is sex. I'm gonna fuck who we fucking. Right? No, it's about white women are submissive in relationships. They are. Because they've been raised and brought up that way. Black women has been in society having to be strong. Black men has been weak in a way, right? Like we've been broken, right? Lost a little bit of masculinity a little bit because we don't understand that we've been broken. And we've been fucked up for a couple of generations now. And we've been a target from not even just our own black women, but from society. We weak. That's why when you see a black man stands up for a black woman or their family, or they get aggressive with law enforcement, whatever, we wind up getting killed. Because it's not normal to these racist ass motherfuckers. So even to some of our black women, it's shocking to them because they used to seeing us being weak. Even when a black sister see a black brother and he sought to finally understand who he is, right? It's not even about being black. This is about being a man. Because we come from stereotypes. Black men, we come from stereotypes. We've been broken. This system has broken up. Listen, listen, I can say no disrespect to black women. In this system in America, black men been broken more. In every part of the systemic racism or whatever through hundreds of years, we've been broken more. So a lot of black men don't know how to. Even I put myself in that. Like, we don't really know how to be men in a way. We don't even really know what that means. Right? So and like I said, we're not emotional, right? Like, so we don't know how to express emotion. So when you see a lot of black men do express emotion, right? Oh, this nigga zesty. Oh, he's soft. Because that always the narrative. And we in the male chauvinist, the country was built on male chauvinist. So to see a black man to be soft, speak his feelings, for black women, that shit is kind of turn off. Because they've been raised a certain type of way. So, like I said, this shit is psychologically. We, as black men, we fucked up, man. We don't know how to treat women in a certain type of way. Right? We don't know. A lot of us be confused a lot of the times. You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of, and it's no disrespect to the gay community, but that's why you see a lot of zesty ass gay niggas undercover, because they don't know how to, they really do not know how to be aggressive or not. They don't know how. They get themselves in situations like we seen Puff and all that shit. Shit with Puff in the way, right? He sitting there, he was watching niggas fuck his girl. Who the fuck? Like, a man don't allow that. You don't let no other nigga fuck your woman. Even when you talk about dudes doing threesome and shit like that, right? Who made that okay to do? White people. We know it was okay, but having threesomes. Right? Like, I should go back to, like, when you talk about black people with African shit, had different wives and shit. We didn't do threesomes, nigga. Go back and look at it. I fuck you this day, I fuck you that way, you don't eat no pussy or nothing like that. It wasn't like that. That gay shit came from white people. And now they mad at gay shit because they came up with it. I ain't gonna say gay shit. They came, like, not turned down gay people. I'm just saying, they made this shit okay of being gay. Then they try to blame it on black people. Like, no. If you go look back in the Bible, right? That Bible. It wasn't a black man that accepted gay shit or did gay shit. It was white people. It wasn't black people. Go look in American history. But not just in American history. Just go look back in. We spoke just on American history. Who started fucking men? White people. White men. Who started doing gay shit? Listen, any man that rapes another man, you gay. I don't understand why people don't understand that. You think it's taking something away from him and all that other shit. You are gay. So listen, to all the white people out there, you got a problem with gay shit. Your ancestors was gay. In this country. You love all your racist Confederate leaders or whatever. People that was Confederate, they was gay. They accepted gay shit. To rape another man, you're gay. Like, what's wrong with these people? Do y'all understand logic? Do y'all understand what the fuck your people did? You rape black men. I'm sorry, your ancestors raped black men. Y'all was okay with gay shit. The fuck out of here. Go look in y'all history. I know y'all don't like history. I get it, racist white people. But your ancestors was gay. Y'all was okay with gay shit. Your ancestors was okay with raping black men. So who's the gay? Why y'all upset with gay people? I ain't saying you created gay. Well, your ancestors created gay shit. You created gay people or something like that. I'm just saying you didn't really have a problem with gay shit back in the day. You rape men. Your ancestors raped men. Black men. So your ancestors was, a lot of them was gay. And even if they didn't had sex with black men, they didn't have a problem with it. So why you got a problem with gay people? I told you they contradict themselves all the time. They hate gay people, but they don't look at their ancestors as gay. They got a problem with now we in 2026. Anybody believe in gay marriage? You know, that's wrong. That's against the Bible. Your ancestors did. If that's the case, you should be mad at your ancestors. They was okay with raping black men. Was that in the Bible? Or whatever Bible or whatever God you representing? A bunch of gay ass racists running around pretending they ain't gay. And now we in 2026, and these are the same people pretending that they mad at gay shit. Listen, people, if I was a correctional officer, I would not sit around, even if that motherfucker was a rapist, I would not sit around. I would stop some shit of criminals in jail from raping another man, regardless of what they did. That's gay. Oh, that's what he deserved. Oh, listen. Gay is gay. And the one thing about raping somebody, I'm highly against that. I don't give a fuck if it's a man or a woman. That shit, you can't come back from that. And for some weird reason, people don't understand that shit. Gay is gay, nigga. I don't give a fuck if you get back on the nigga that raped your daughter. A nigga could rape my daughter. I'm not trying to rape you. And I'm not okay for niggas to rape you. Like I told you, people that rape people deserve death penalty to me. Ain't no coming back from raping somebody. My honest opinion. Listen, it's like a serial killer, right? Like Jeffrey Dahmer or some shit, right? Like, yeah, it's horrible what he did of killing people, but before he even killed somebody, he was raping people. Nah, that's death to me. You taking somebody's innocence. It's like even a rapist. I don't even want to take that from you. Because you know why? Because it probably already happened to you. That's why you turned into a fucking rapist. I don't want to be a part of that. But I'm okay with you getting the death penalty, though. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. No, I wouldn't. Too spiritual for that. No. But I deserve you. You deserve to be locked up for the rest of your life until it's your time to go, and let God deal with that. So I'll take that back. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. What up, talk? But yeah, I don't listen. I told racist white people this all the time. You mad at gay people, your ancestors, a lot of them was gay. And they was a part of gay shit. That happened in slavery and in Jim Crow. Whatever time you want to get with, they was okay with it. And you mad at black people because we ain't cool with none of that shit? Well, I don't do it, but you still show all this love to these same people that was rapists and murderers. You want to salute them because you, some weird reason, you feel like they did. Listen, it's like me. You would think my role models would be street niggas, murderers, killers. No, probably when I was doing it, yeah. I was involved in it, yeah. When you get out of it, you know better. They're not your role models. My grandmother was no criminal. So that's why my grandmother is one of my role models. And she come from the civil rights era. So, yeah. That's why she's probably, out of my family, she's probably one of my role. She's probably the only motherfucker that's a role model to me. I was like, oh, well, she wasn't perfect. Of course not. But I know my grandmother. She didn't do a lot of this shit that even I did. So, no. So, yeah. I'm sorry. So, yeah, my grandmother is one of my role models. Always is. Listen, my grandmother is my number one role model. That's who I know before all this. You know, you got your role models of celebrities and all this shit. Nigga, my grandma was my role model before my mom or my dad. And still is to this day. And me and my grandma, we ain't tight like that or nothing. But that's my grandmother. I'll put it this way. To be honest with y'all. I ain't cool with none of my family like that. But if my grandma passed away, died dead of mine. Not wishing that. Go, you know, God willing. And her birthday just passed probably maybe about a month ago. All right? If she passed away, nigga, I'm going there. Going to the funeral. I don't do funerals, but I go to hers. But let me put you on some real shit. I won't go to my mom and my dad's. People like, oh, that shit cruel. That's Kenny, you fucked up on that. Okay, cool. You think that. My grandma raised generations of us. My grandma like, I actually forgive her on some certain shit because she raised generations of us. And at a certain point of my complaints or shit that I felt or how I feel, she don't want that shit around, and I get it. She old, bro. I can just imagine at her age of like, fuck that shit. Right? But I can understand it. That don't mean that I agree with it. Hopefully, if I, God willing, I reach the age that she get, that will I be more understanding. I'm learning from her, even though I don't agree with her. Right? You get old, bro. You in fucking 80s, bro. Like, fuck. Like, I'm gonna be mad at somebody that was a big part of who I am that raised me. Being mad at that person. And then, even though I'm in a position of where I'm in my life, I'm mad at her. Because I don't feel like she understands where I'm coming from. She shouldn't. First of all, she shouldn't give a fuck. She's 80-something years old. Fuck she care about. I'm going to tell you what hurts me more. Is that I don't have enough strength. Enough, it's something that I'm missing that I just can't, like, I ain't gonna say that. It's something that I can't deal with. Like, I want to be around my grandma. She older like that. It's the motherfuckers around her that I can't be around. It's not good for me. It's not her. It's them. It's my dad. It's cousins, uncles, aunts. I can't be around them. They bad for me spiritually. And at 45 years old, you would think like, oh, I would get that. I don't know how to deal with that. I can't be around that shit. That shit don't make me feel good. That pain's still there. I don't like, and it could be me being immature. I just can't be around people I know hurt me. I ain't forget them. My grandmother, that's something different. But she ain't around it. It's good for her. So long as she good, I'm good. I don't need to be around it to make me feel good about she good. She in her later age like that. Maybe it ain't time for me to be. I have my time. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. Sometimes you can't be around the people you want to be around. And it hurts. But I read for my grandmother to live her life, man. That she good. And her kids, my dad take good care of her. My grandmother lost 2 of her kids in the last 2-3 years. Right? 2.5 years. She lost a kid in the last 2 years. So, you know what I mean? So, I can't, I'll never be upset at my grandma. To be happy. Yo, she 80-something years old, bro. Fuck you gonna get mad about that for? I had to check myself like, nigga, what the fuck you want? You know what I mean? It wasn't like they invite me. I couldn't come. For me, personally, I just couldn't go to the shit because I would feel fake. But I'd rather for my grandmother to have a great time and enjoy her life. Yo, she 80-something years old. Fuck, those like you get what I mean? You can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? And I can't be mad at, the kids that she do have, taking care of her. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't invited. I just think it wasn't good for me. I always tell people this, right? At the end of the day of your life, you want to be a good parent, right? All the motherfuckers that's taking care, be my dad, all of them, mainly my dad, taking care of my Aunt Tammy, all of them, taking care of my grandmother, right? They are kids. They're supposed to do that, right? They're supposed to. But, for me, I'm built different. Like on my mom's side of the family, nobody gives a fuck about people dying. They don't care, bro. They just move on. They don't care, and that's why, honestly, on my mom's side of the family, that's where I get more of my gangster from. A lot of my family members is gangsters. Even down to this day, a lot of them gangsters. They got that gangster mentality. They don't give a fuck. It's, when you're in that street shit, you have to think, not giving a fuck about shit. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, my bad, people. I'm back. Losing my damn voice. Yeah, but I always tell people, you gotta understand. You get older in a certain point, and I'm starting to learn this. You get older, you can't expect certain shit from family. You just can't. Like, even if you grow up with motherfuckers, right? Because you grow, right? And people move into different parts of their life, right? Like, excuse me, like I got real friends, excuse me, real motherfuckers that's just real. I grew up with that, like, I call them dead a month. I'm like, yo, I'm in trouble on some gangster shit, right? We gonna link up and do that, right? Would I want them to do that? Yeah, if I needed it. But why would I want to put them in that situation? Right? You know. But I got friends and shit, certain friends I've been known for years that it's only certain people I could call to get money from. Right? If I needed it. You get what I mean? So, like I said, you gotta balance your life out a little certain type of way. And like I said, nigga, I ain't always together. Nigga, I'm still working on shit. I fuck up shit. Everybody, we fuck up in life. We're not always good, bro. And like I said, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing either. But it is a good and a bad thing about me. I can kind of like let shit kind of seem what it is and kind of let shit be what it be. Right? Like, some shit could be hurting me and I let it be what it be to help somebody else. But is that always good? No. But from my experiences, yes. I'd rather let people be what they be. But as I got older, I kind of like, nah. I don't need that. I don't even want to be a part of that. It's like certain people in my life, like that might be good for them, but it may not be good for me. So I gotta kind of like, it's not that I don't like them or hate them. I hate them or feel a certain way. It's like I can't deal with that. And that's how I look at a lot of shit with families and friends. I don't hate them. I ain't mad at them. I just came to find out what you okay with, I'm not okay with. So I gotta like kind of let that shit be. You can't roll with that shit because that helps everybody else. You get what I mean? But you let that happen, give it your point of view, speak whatever you speak. But if they need it, they need that in the moment, you let that be. You don't have to be a part of it though. And I've learned that, and I'm still learning. Just because some shit good for other family members ain't good for me. And that shit made more sense to me than anything. When my grandma's birthday came up, I really wanted to go. But it wasn't good for me mentally. Because it was the family members. And like I said, my morals is different. I don't like to be in a situation where I'm feeling fake. Like where I gotta spare people, especially on a certain level. I don't want to spare your feelings when you know you don't fuck with. I know you don't fuck with me, and you know I don't fuck with you. You know that. So we got spare some shit. Nah, we shouldn't have to do that. The only time we need to do that is at a funeral. Anything outside of that, no. I don't really care about spreading people's feelings and shit outside of a funeral. Because we should be able to communicate and fix some shit without this situation even happening. Right? Like if somebody's birthday, like my grandma's birthday, you know, certain shit like that. We shouldn't have to figure out some shit. We should do that way before that. But we got to do it because we got to be cordial for this situation. Nah, I'm okay. I'm cool with that. And like I said, I'm different. People, I'm different. Like, if you don't fuck with me now, God forbid, I die dead tomorrow. You don't fuck with me, told my wife straight up. Don't invite none of them motherfuckers. It could be my own mama. Don't invite her. My own daddy. You don't fuck with me, ain't no reason you to come here. You know I don't fuck with you. You can think whatever you think about me. If you didn't fuck with me then, shouldn't fuck with me in my death. Because you ain't gonna miss me. You just showing some type of loyalty, so-called respect. But do you really respect me? No. Listen, I got friends. Not my blood. I can call and say, yo, I need something. And they gonna do it. But I call my family. They gotta go through this whole drama shit. Or they might even pick the phone up. But you get what I mean? I gotta do all this shit. I got a homeboy, well, friends of mine. We don't talk like that. We don't hang. Not like that. We know each other for years. But if we know each other. He needs something from me, I give it to him. If I got it, definitely gonna get it. Friends of mine. But I know if I need something, I can get it from him. Trying to tell you. That's why I never, when it comes to blood and shit, they kinfolks. You got to prove yourself that we family. You got to prove that to me. You can't, because we blood. Don't mean shit to me. Listen, let me tell y'all some real shit. And that shit still haunt me to this day. And that's why I move the way I move. And I feel the way I feel, and my morals the way they are. Excuse me. I done seen motherfuckers blood brothers. Niggas is brother. His homies wanted to kill his brother. And he ain't take a side or nothing. You get what I mean? The nigga almost took a side that I took. Right? Like, this is my nigga. The nigga in my presence ain't nothing gonna happen to him. That's almost what he took. And this nigga wanted my blood. And I watched his own blood brother basically say, nigga, if you catch him, you kill him. It is what it is. That's living street life. I literally seen a nigga do that. That nigga did too, but I'm just saying. He literally said, if you catch him, almost on my shit. Nigga ain't my blood, but I treat him like blood because that's all I kind of can do, right? In the moments, right? But at the same time, he didn't even handle the situation like I handled it. Now, I didn't get too deep into that or what I did after they killed him. But, nigga, I said, nigga, he in my presence, nigga, I'm going to kill one of y'all. Try to do anything. So you might as well kill me. Right? His own brother wasn't in on that. And like I said, I won't get too deep into that. They killed my little man. I did more than his brother did. I tell you that shit. I'll leave it at that. And I'll watch blood brothers. Nigga, your blood. Fuck out of here. Nigga, you couldn't kill my cousin in front of me if I'm beefing with my cousin and we used to be tight. Now we ain't like that. Unless this nigga did something real crazy. But like I said, this was some shit of falls like just being from a different, like you growing up with different crews. And that nigga didn't do what I did for his own brother. Or was willing to do. Right. So I seen some shit where family ain't family, bro. People ain't family like you think they are. Like, oh, I'm sorry, blood. I'm sorry. Motherfuckers talking about they blood. They not blood, bro. Let me put you on game. I probably said this before, but my cousin is like a year older than me. I watched this nigga, and I remember that shit. That's why I don't even fuck with him too tough like that, or at all. Now, we was kids, but whatever. Right? I watched this nigga sit there and watch me get jumped in my own hood. He ain't jump in or nothing. He was damn near bigger than everybody. And he still didn't fight for me. I literally watched that shit. So to me, Like years later, I'm in the streets. I'm not in the streets. I'm getting out the streets. But he gets in the streets. He's connected. And niggas find out, oh, I'm his peoples, and niggas don't do nothing to me. Right? You give a little respect to that. But at the same motherfucking time, like, nigga, it took years later. It took years later to do that. Listen, there's only a few of my people and my family I know that's like that. But they still connected to the motherfuckers I know that ain't like that. And that's what fucked up our relationships. You get what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. Like, yo, my mom been clean for a minute. Didn't know about it. There's nobody in the family fuck with me like that. And part of it because I made it that way, right? But at the same time, yo, everybody be mad at me. They think I be tripping. But it's okay. I'm cool with it. In a way. Yeah, it bothered me, but I'm cool with it. Like, yo, I don't want to be around people where, like, or family members or blood of mine where, like, I gotta show you loyalty in a way that ain't nobody in the family showed me loyalty. The loyalty don't stop because we blood. You ever listen? Real shit. Do y'all understand sometimes, yo, that I feel fucked up as a person that way, like, yo, I can call niggas I grew up on the street with or I knew for a long period of time, and they show me more love, and I can get certain shit. And it's not just a financial shit, it's just the loyalty of it. Of like, I can call motherfucker and be like, yo, blah, blah, blah. Nigga be like, all right, y'all, I got you. And if I call my family, like, blood of mine, nigga, it's a conversation. These niggas mad because of a conversation we had and we ain't feeling each other or some shit like that. That way they don't pick my phone call or nothing like that. Like I did something to them. Literally. Like I hurt them like that. Got cousins and fucking family members, aunts, uncles. That's all gonna stick together and do what they do. You know. That shit is weird to me. I have cousins and shit like that. So when I talk about certain family members and shit that pass away, nigga, a lot of this shit wouldn't be what it is, but it wouldn't be like that. When certain people died, that fucked everything up. Because they could control that. Even with me, my feelings or their feelings. And we did that. I mean, they did that. So, like, yeah. It's none of that no more. It's none of that no more. And I ain't gonna lie to nobody. Like, when my aunt Sheila died, family was fucked up. Wasn't the same no more. On my dad's side of the family. That shit ain't the same no more, bro. I went to that fucking funeral. I knew, part of me knew, the shit wouldn't be the same no more. We lost the glue. My Aunt Sheila was the glue. Regardless of whoever felt, fuck way they felt, generations or whatever. My Aunt Sheila was that. She was the glue. And as much as everybody wanted to take that place or try to do it, it ain't working. Even my dad, punk ass, he coming around acting like, now he got it like that. He can do this and do that. He gonna take care of his moms and all that. Nigga, what up? Fuck that nigga. How you gonna have, nigga, you, and then, that should even get deeper than that. It's like I said, that should go deeper to, like, my sister. Like, the fuck out of here. Nah, you motherfuckers sitting there. Like, I always tell people, everything I say here, I will say to their face or I have already said. I don't hide how I feel. But my family do. That's what they do. They pretend shit ain't this, or they don't want to dawn on it. And like I said, listen, I don't move like that. Like I said, and I'm going to be real with y'all. It's shit that I know in the family. They have told me. I don't bring it up. Never say it, and I won't. About certain members of how they feel in the family. I would never do it. But these are the same people that I would hold that shit, never say it. Motherfuckers be sitting around, same motherfuckers they got a problem with, they talk about me. They talk about me. No, that's how he feel or whatever. They throw me out there, throw me out there on the bus. Throw me out there. Excuse me. And pretend like I'm the problem. But it's okay. I'm cool with that. Like, I'm good with that. You know what my memories in my head with my aunt that I know that kept our shit together? Last shit, we went out to my dad's house. Well, where he was living. He may live there, he may not. I don't know, and I don't really give a fuck. But I went out there. I went out there by myself. My wife was feeling a certain type of way, whatever. I wound up going by myself, and I took my wife's truck. And I went out there. It was all my family and shit. And I got there. And you know what I did? That a lot of my families don't do. With the elders. They don't do it. Because they so normalized of being around that shit. And maybe because I'm not normalized to be around my family. I get it. Right, in a way. I went in there and they were shocked, whatever. Gave everybody hugs and love. Even to the men. Like, it's a certain type of love you give. You handshake, get love. Right? Hit the hand, show love. All my aunts, grandmothers, all the women. Give them straight hugs, kisses on the cheeks. That's the last thing I did to my aunt. All my aunts. I did it all to them. But, like, that's what I do. And I did that. That's the last... shit bothered me a little bit. That's the last thing I did to my aunt. I remember last time I had that interaction with her. It wasn't about speaking. We had to speak. I came there, kissed my aunt, give her a hug, everything. Went outside, fucked with everybody. All my family was there. It was there. And I did that. So for me, I was good. But I did all that shit. And I got fucked up. I was fucked up. Like I was tripping. You know, I always tell everybody, I never take this away. I never disrupt my family in this way. If I'm fucked up and they know I'm fucked up, I'm drinking or whatever it is, nigga, hey, nigga, they gonna take care of me. They know that about me. Right? If I'm fucked up, they don't even know that about me. They're gonna take care of me. I know that. They ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. I'm fucked up like that. Some shit like that. I'm fucked up. First person they call my wife. Like, hey, you need to bring your ass out here. I had my wife's car at the time. I don't know what the fuck I took her car. But I took it. And I ain't start the truck. I couldn't start it because I was so fucked up. My wife pulled up in the Uber, whatever. My dad, everybody called. Everybody. Right? Listen, I want everybody to understand. I'm not saying that none of my family care. I'm just saying I can't be what they want me to be. Right? Like, it's not a conversation like when I have with y'all on this shit. And I don't fully get deep into it either, but it's a certain conversation I have with y'all. They don't want to have that conversation with me. And like I said, it's almost like we here now. Whatever the fuck happened. But that's what I told you. Everybody need to have some type of counseling. Right? But if your family thinks a certain type of way, that's how it is, there's no counseling there, they don't care about what the fuck you talking about. They look at you weak, they look at you tripping, this nigga wilding, or he drinking too much. Oh, they look at it like that. That's how they look at it. There's nobody getting counseling. Listen, even my dad, he in a good space. Whatever. That nigga don't have no real conversation with me. Shit, I got homies. Oh, yo, we can't have this conversation or whatever. Like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Trauma is trauma, bro. But they can't do it because we grew up a certain type of way. We can't talk about the trauma. We can't talk about the shit that's fucked up or how I feel, how you feel. We can't do that as black people. We can't do that. So that's why you see this shit. That's why you see a lot of your family, they don't want to have that conversation. They think you tripping, you drink too much, or you too emotional. Not even drink too much, you too emotional. Every time you come to a situation, think you too emotional. They don't want to have that. Because they didn't got comfortable of dealing with the emotion. They can't have that conversation with you. I always tell people this, right? People that pretend, not even pretend, they partly they care. But I tell people like, yo, if you want me to be a fake motherfucker, I can do that. That's easy for me to do it. I can pretend that everything's okay. We don't talk about shit. I grew up in that environment. Right? I ain't saying we always gotta be over the top emotional, but I'm just saying if it's an issue, it's an issue. We need to take care of it. They don't want to. My family, you know, my dad, like, I don't want to, bro. Excuse me. I never get too old. My daughter, I'm something like that. I never get too old for that. Oh, we can't have that conversation. Sometimes you can be ignorant sometimes, right? And I had to learn this. Even with my daughter. Sometimes, bro, you're not in tune with shit that you think you in tune with. You're not. You're not even with your child. Your child may want to speak on some shit, but you think you in tune because you think you doing the right thing, but you're not in tune. You gotta open up a little more. You got, and not even just open up, you gotta listen. You gotta hear motherfucker understand. Oh, and just because you think you're doing something right doesn't mean you doing shit right. In your mind, you may think that, but it's people that's affected about how you're acting and how you present yourself. But if you're not having those conversations, you don't, you think you're doing everything right, then what the fuck are you, why would the person think that you care about what they talking about? And I'll be real about it. Not to get too deep in it, but there was a point my daughter thought that, like I never want my daughter to think I'm, I don't want my daughter to ever think I'm, I don't want my daughter to think that she's supposed to be scared of me. But I pushed this narrative like I'm your daddy and shit like that. And it's a narrative I push. Right? Like, oh, you don't play with me and nothing like so my daughter felt like, oh, I can't talk to this nigga like that. I can't talk to him about like that. How she feel. And shit like that. And it happened. And you know how my heart dropped when I found out about that shit? Because I felt like, damn. I ain't not want my daughter to feel like that. Because I know how that feel. You know what I mean? From my own daddy. My own mama. Like, you know what I mean? So my daughter felt like that, nigga. I was heartbroken. I said, oh, my daughter really feel that way. And you take a step back. You don't criticize her. Oh, I ain't do this and I ain't. No, nigga, you ain't doing something you ain't supposed to do. That shit broke my heart. My daughter, though she couldn't talk to me about some shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, of course, right away, of course, you going to feel a certain way. You're going to feel anger about it. But no, hold on, nigga. Take a step back. Check yourself. Nigga, for your kid to think that they can't talk to you, almost they scared of you? Nah. I don't want my daughter to ever fucking fear me, nigga. I don't want nobody to fear me, nigga. But mainly my daughter to fear me. No, you talk to me whatever you want to talk to me about. And when I found out about that shit, nigga, that shit broke me. I said, well, I'm tripping. I'm tripping, y'all. Tripping. I don't want your fucking kid to feel like they can't talk to you, nigga, because you too hard as a father or whatever it is. Nah, nigga. My daughter's the reason why I breathe. But for my daughter to think that, oh, she can't talk to me, she's scared of me, That shit. Oh, nah, nigga. You gotta change. I had to change some shit in my life. And I had to figure out what the fuck is making my daughter feel this way. Right? Not just she just feeling that way. What the fuck am I doing? And she feel that way. Well, a lot of men think, oh, you're getting sensitive. Niggas talking. No, nigga, I'm not sensitive, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You can think I'm sensitive or not. My daughter feel a certain type of way where she feel like she can't talk to me. She's scared of me to even speak her mind. It's something about me. Got nothing to do with her. Got something to do with me. I need to change my shit. I need to get on my shit. I need to figure out what the fuck is going on. Motherfuckers want to sit out there and pretend that shit don't matter. It matters. And you know the bad part about it? I take it back to my own parents. I don't have no relationship with them. Right? I'm not trying to blame them fully. But nigga, I don't have no relationship with them. I don't know how to literally, at the end of the day, be a parent. One raised amongst parents. I got raised by individuals in my life, and I picked certain things out how to be, how I need to be, personally, for me. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say to my daughter, I felt a certain way, because I ain't never want my daughter to feel like she can't come and talk to me. She's scared of me. That shit hurt, because I know how that feels personally. I can't call my dad, can't call my mom and tell them how personally I feel. Can't do it. Couldn't do it back in the day, because they was raising me a certain type of way, right? Or they wasn't there. But even now that I know them, I can't call them. They get upset at me. They don't even like me talking about how I feel. So I never want my daughter. That shit hurt. It broke me. My daughter, I never want my daughter to feel like she can't talk to me. So I had to start looking at my motherfucking self. How am I presenting myself to my daughter? And she can't talk to me. She scared of me in a way. Nah, fuck that. In my mind, my daughter, you cutting me, I'd do anything in the world for you. But it goes to from your daughter being scared of you. That's a whole nother different type of ideology or some type of shit that's different. I can't, like, for your kid to feel that way about you, that they can't talk to. Like, I know how that feels. So, nah, nigga. I changed. I'm trying to change and do better. I can't. My daughter, that shit broke me. I ain't never been broke like that in my life. That shit scared me. It broke me, and it made me think differently. Cause I never want my daughter to act like she can't. She's scared of me. Ever. Cause I would do anything in the fucking world for her. Anything. When your kid feel that way about you, if you ain't a real parent, if you ain't really love nobody in your life, you don't understand what I'm saying. I was broken by that. That shit broke me. My daughter felt that way about me. She can't come talk to me. Like, she's scared of me. Like, the fuck? So I had to start looking at my motherfucking self of like, who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I doing? That's all I'm saying, people. We about this bitch. I hear OBF behind the scenes, but this shit is bullshit. Like, this shit ain't cool, man. That shit broke me in the last couple of years. Lost a lot of people that was, and then my daughter and that shit. Now it's like, yo, kind of been on this fucking, this movement of kind of trying to figure out how to do shit. You know what I mean? And then when my grandma shit came up and my dad said some shit like, oh, you come to, come to the birthday party, but I couldn't go because I don't fuck with y'all. Love my grandma. You know what I mean? I can't fuck with people that you don't really fuck with me. Because if you fuck with me, you will have a conversation with me. But you think however you think about me, and that's okay, that's cool. But stand on that. Don't pretend that we okay, we cool. Because we not. I'm not coming to your shit. I'm not coming to some shit that you do and you pretending that we good and we not good. I'm not good with that. I'm sorry. I always tell people I'm not good with pretending that we okay. I'm just not that dude. Sorry, I'm a Cancer, bro. I can't. I can't pretend that we all good. I don't like that shit. But anyway, real talk, y'all. Always be 100. Leave comments and that like button. Support your boy, Mr. OBI. Peace and love to the world.